Ken Griffin of Favourite Sons, thanks for dropping in. Great to see you after all these months. It's been at least 2.
It's been like 2 and a bit. Come on.
I think last time you
missed
were.
you.
Oh yeah, I'm
Sorry.
sure you have. I've missed you too.
Oh.
Thanks. But last time you were over, you literally just flown in. You were jet lagged to hell. You're in a lot better shape now. Is this your
My voice
really?
is shot.
Oh dear.
First
Okay.
time 20 years that my voice disappeared.
Okay.
today.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not
Okay.
good. That's a bit.
Have you
downer
gargled
to start.
salt?
I'm strepsiled up to the eyeball.
Okay. What is it about every time you meet me, you're under the
I
weather?
don't know. I'm starting to wonder.
Yeah, maybe
You're
you
a
should just kind of
jinx.
avoid me next time you
Yes.
come over here.
Well, you know.
So look, last time you were over, you were just about to do a number of solo dates, and you were doing the Frames tour as well.
Yeah.
That must have been kind of a nice kind of reunion because you would have obviously known the lads back in the day.
Well, Glenn, I didn't know the Frames were big RollerSkate Skinny fans. And then when we got together to do the shows, they asked if we would do Speed to My Side at the end with them. And like, they really looked after us. I mean, Glenn went out of his way for us, and we opened up, and then they brought me on stage at the end of their gig, and we finished it with the Frames and Favourite Sons playing the RollerSkate Skinny song. So it was a little bit like getting roasted or something. But it was weird. Like, we did it in Cork too, and there's like 6,000 people there. It was like fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose when you look back at the year 1995, you had so many good Irish albums coming out. Obviously, Horse Drawn Wishes, Road Skate Skinny, Curb Dog on the Turn. You had Heartworn by Whipping Boy, and you also had Fitzcarraldo by the Frames. I mean, I know I've asked you this many times over the years, but when you think back to the two Roller Skate Skinny albums, Shoulder Voices, and particularly Horse Drawn Wishes, I mean, are you proud, or are you, because I remember the first time I interviewed you just after the band broke up, you're a little bit, oh man, my head's a bit melted, basically.
Well, I worked really hard on that album. Like, I would go in at like noon and work till 4 in the morning for about 6 months, and it was, I mean, not to exaggerate like how difficult it is, but in terms of recording an album, that one, I really gave it my all. I was kind of exhausted by the end because of the concept. Like, I wish I fully bought into the idea that less is more, but I obviously kind of don't. But more is more also. And I just wanted to create this beast. Like, it was a purposeful sabotage of our contract with Warner Brothers, but we wanted to do it in a way that had some quality and hopefully would live. And we're here like 16 years later, and I get more response to that album now than I did even then, you know.
Well, is it fair to say it was an album, well, you may not agree, but it was an album that was way ahead of its time, and you can't actually say that about that many albums.
Well, it seems to be that. What I like is that when I was reading some review, I can't remember, I think it was for Arcade Fire or something, and they said, and it has that Roller Skate Skinny sound. And like, it just assumed that everybody knew what that sound was. So that was kind of surprising, and supposedly we have a sound. But at the time, like, we did the first album, you know, Kevin Shields' brother was in the band, and I knew we were doomed, like, straight away, because every review we got mentioned Kevin, you know, and there was nothing to do with him. But so Jimmy didn't play on the second album, but we just did it, and I kind of knew from the start where this is going to be Roller Skate Skinny's moment, and it's going to take years for the association with My Bloody Valentine to sort of separate slightly so people can see it for what it was, because it really wasn't, you know, it was its own thing, I think. And so going into it, I knew it would be the last record we'd do, so I kind of gave it everything.
The current record, The Great Deal of Love with Favourite Sons, is a very different sound. It's somebody described it yesterday to me as it's very much with your vocals to the fore and kind of really showcases your lyrical skills. Is that something that you wanted to do when you recorded it?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of that thick or orchestrated sound, I think I can't imagine what would be further than Horse Drawn Wishes. So. But I did think lyrically and structurally I could experiment more. So with The Great Deal of Love, I think there's a lot more going on in the lyrics than might be at first apparent, and that's where my mind moves to now, is lyrically. And I am sort of, I recently did some acoustic gigs, which I did learn a lot about just the power of space and stuff like that. Not that they're opposed to each other, just that where I am in my life, it's not that I'm calming down or doing anything like that. It's that the stuff that comes with roller skating comes so naturally to me now. I worked out a formula that it becomes a bit formulaic. So now it's more difficult to write something simple for me. I just, when I say simple, just like with less instruments on it. So that's just where my mind is right now. Although we have done a whole album called The People's Music that we did in our kitchens and stuff, which is just completely insane. So I'm saying that, but
is that something that's going to be available?
yeah,
at some
we're
point?
just gonna show it on the website and have it for like €2 or something. Because we listened to it. There's 20 songs and it's really unhinged in places because we just didn't think about anyone hearing it.
No middle eights or anything like that.
No, there's just a lot of really, I don't know, me hitting things and strumming things that I don't know. It's just a very strange little album.
I mean, was it fair to say that back in the day that you guys RollerSkate were earnest young men, or even angry young men?
Yeah, I mean I was angry that it was assumed that if you were working class that you were just didn't understand anything about art or didn't understand anything except trying to be commercial. And I don't know why that went through my mind, but it really bothered me. And so we wanted to show that we were, we're all working class boys, and we wanted to make a purely artistic statement. So we all knew it was kind of doomed commercially, but that was really attractive to me.
Well, I mean, history has shown it's certainly an album that's stuck around, and let's hope that the current album will do something very similar too. I know your voice is shot, so I'm not going to get you talking too much more because you're on stage in a little while.
I really appreciate it. Thanks.
It's great to see you, and best of luck.
See you too. Thanks very much.